What's up, everybody? It's AG Chopsticks, and today I wanted to share with you what I affectionately call my AG Chopsticks Garage and Estate Sale Go Bag. I'm going to show you what's in here, why it's in here, and what potentially you could do with it if you went garage selling. No, this is not something I'm going to sell. This is just what I carry with me when I go garage selling. So let's get in here, let's open up the contents and see why I carry it to garage and estate sales. All right, and here's what I carry with me that was inside this bag. And again, I carry this with me personally to estate sales and to garage sales in case there are things that I might want to buy from them from a precious metal standpoint. And I'll go through each one, tell you why I carry it, and maybe show you a couple of examples of how it could come in handy to you if you decided to carry it with you as well. Your biggest and most important thing is knowledge. Having that base knowledge of metals, purity contents, mintages, and all that information is really important in making a decision on pricing of things when you're making a purchase, and whether that pricing is fair to you or hopefully it's fair to both you and the seller at the same time, because you want to make sure you're being kind to each other when we're going through a garage and estate sales. But having that reference is important. So that base knowledge you already have, plus as well resources like a cell phone and a red book. And the red book would just be a quick reference point for mintages for me. Would also be great reference if it's US coins for things like diameters. There are fake coins out there as well, so you could search things and make sure they're actually genuine, giving you that one extra layer of knowledge on making an accurate decision on real and fake. Cell phone, I'll go through in a second here, and I'll show you my favorite cell phone apps for garage sailing and estate sailing. I actually might do that in another video. We'll see how long this one gets. So we got our knowledge bases here, so my cell phone and then a red book just for that quick reference point. I also do carry calipers with me just in case. Again, every coin, at least from a coin perspective, even bullion is going to have certain diameters, certain dimensions, and this will give me a way to verify whether or not it's accurate by measuring the diameter or the areas. I also carry with me a lighted loupe, so that I can actually look at small things to be able to tell certain details of what I'm buying. Really important thing, and probably one of the more important things that I carry. Even if I don't carry the whole kit with me, I'll always carry my phone, my loupe, and my scale. I might leave the others in the car. Another one, and this would actually be for maybe private deals, is a ping tester from SoundMoneyMetals, and I'll link his channel and a description. He does great videos on YouTube of the different resonances of each coin and how each coin should sound. And so instead of dinging the coin off of another coin and trying to judge the resonancy off of there, SoundMoneyMetals actually developed a ping tester. So that's great. So yeah, those are the tools that I have. And what is great is let's jump into each of these tools and show you how I've used them and how they could benefit you going in. So let's jump into the first tool, and let's start with both the scale, the things I carry all the time, the scale and the loupe. All right, so let's talk about the scales and the loupe. So this is actually my scale I use at home. It's actually, I prefer it. It's a little bit better of a scale, but it's not quite as rugged as I would like. It actually does a better reading and reads a little bit more. So this is my home scale that I use when I need it for coins and etc. And I got this one. It's just more rugged of a design, and it's just one of your standard scales. And why is a scale important when you're going garage sailing and yard sailing? Well, so you know how much to offer and how much the weight of something that is. So it's either going to help you verify whether a coin or a piece of bullion is actually potentially fake or not, but it also might help you decide whether this ring here is something that you want to pay and how much you might offer to them. So this is actually a ring that I picked up at an estate sale recently. And every ring should have, if it's any precious metals, a marking inside for what its purity level is. This might be a little bit difficult to see, so let me see if I can take manual control of my focus and see if I can get that in. And you can see right there it says 14K. That means that this ring is 14 karat gold. And by the way, the estate sale I found this in, they had this in a bag of costume jewelry, thinking it was costume jewelry, not realizing it was actually a 14 karat ring. Ooh. And a really nice one at that. I'm going to be sad maybe when I melt this someday. So what I did is I took my scale and I turned it on. And so I could actually go and tell the person how many grams this was in of 14 karat gold. So this is 5.25 grams of 14 karat gold, and 14 karat gold has a different, it's not pure gold, so you got to make sure you're not making an offer on that. And I actually have an offer on an app on my phone to figure out how much 14 karat gold, how much pure gold's in it. So I use that, and then also I use that scale to also look at jewelry. Now this jewelry was just again, another sale that I went to, and you know, we can see there's this little unicorn here. And why would I want to buy this little unicorn? And actually, so I flipped it over, and every single piece of jewelry should again have a marking. This one actually has a very, 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 very small 925 marking, which means 925 is sterling silver on the unicorn itself. So on earrings and such, you could find it on the actual metal here. Some of the time, like this one here, the stamp is extremely small, a 925 on the stem. And this stem here, you can actually see here, there's a little bit of a flat part on the stem. Let's see if I can show you the flat part here. So there's that little bit of flat part on that stem, and that was stamped with 925. So again, you know, I would personally pull all this off, and this isn't a bag of costume that I bought, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much money in value either, but I would have to use this loop, and again, this one is a lighted loop, and I can actually look in at this rather quickly and not trying to use my eyes and see if there's a 925 stamp. And I believe it's right on his hind quarter, 925 stamped. I don't think there's any way in heck to be able to show you that. But that's what I do with the magnifying glass. So the magnifying glass lets me see purity levels, especially on finer jewelry like that. And it also maybe will help see some details on any coins I have. And then I use the scale to figure out how much is the actual value. And I don't offer melt. Actually, on this one here, I got this rather inexpensively. I ended up paying about 50% of melt on it. So I weighed it up as well as another ring that I got there. I figured out what the melt value of it was, and I offered 50%, and they gladly took it. So scale for telling weight of an item, as well as potentially a fake, because it might, every coin you buy is going to have a specific weight. So that's why I always bring a loop and a scale with me when I go estate sailing. Alright, why I carry this ping tester with me here is a lot of the time when you have a $50 or an old coin, you want to see if it's real. You could take it and hit another coin against it and it has a certain sound, but as I just did there, it doesn't sit very well. So one thing that SoundMoneyMetals came up with again is this ping tester. I'm not going to demonstrate it too much. You can check it out on his YouTube channel. I'll link it. You put the coin in there, and you can either slap the coin, to hear the resonance, or you have a little stack stick to give a little tap. It provides a little bit of a more stable platform, and it's easier, and instead of hitting a bunch of coins against each other, you have this. So why is this important? Because, well, for instance, I found what I thought was a 1858 seated $50 in a roll recently, and it felt wrong. The weight was off, but it's tarnished, it's old, maybe it was in the ground, maybe something happened to it. So I'm also, well, let's do another test. The diameter was right. I checked it with the caliper. I came in here, put it into my sound tester just because it's easier to do, and sounds like I'm hitting it against another. There's no resonance to it, so there is no 90% silver sound, because it should sound the same way as this Benjamin Franklin just did that I just demonstrated on. should sound almost identical because it has similar compositions. So it was able to tell that, you know, this was a fake coin. So I use this to tell fakes, and you can actually pick up a fake coin for testing. So one of these two here is fake, and it's got stamped copyright on it, so that I have a reference with me when I go out garage selling. Again, this is going to help you maybe tell whether a coin is accurate or not by allowing you to listen to the residency of the coin. So check them out. They're a really great thing. I really enjoy it. All right, Caliper real quick, doesn't need a lot of explanation. I carry this with, and I haven't pulled it out yet, but I've only really developed this go bag in the last couple of weeks, is to measure the outside diameter or inside diameter of a ring or a coin. Every coin that you get should have a particular diameter to it. So for instance, this coin, I'm just putting it in between, you know, 30.4 on the diameter. I could come into here. So this is my red book, again, what I'm carrying with me. I could go to half dollars, Benjamin Franklin, and in here it says it should have a 30.6 millimeters. So we're at like 30.4 with some wear and tear on the coin. So it's pretty accurate to be able to tell you, just give you a quick glance. Again, it's none of those, is it real, is it fake type situation. Haven't had to pull it out, but I have it available if I need to. Last but not least, let's jump into my cell phone and see what apps that I carry and a couple of the reasons I carry them in there. I'm going to do something more with Coinoscope in a later video, but let me jump in here and actually show you what apps I have on here and why I use them. So give me 1 second. I'm going to bring up the screen. I'll be right back. All right, so the first app that we have here is going to be Coinoscope. And I'll go into this in more details another time on how I use it. But again, Coinoscope is great for foreign coins. If you're going to look at foreign coins, this is a must app. So what you do is you take your coin that you found, and I found this recently coin roll hunting, and I had a rough idea what it was because it's in Arabic and I recognize it for my travels. So what you can do is you just stick the coin down, hover your phone over it, take a picture. It's going to search the interwebs for like kinds and come back with what it is. Now it might take 1 or 2 tries and there might be different coins, so go through and find out what it is, because it gives you a list of websites where you can get more information. For instance, Numista. I love Numista. This is what I use for coins, and this is telling me potentially what this coin is, so I can go in and do further research. So that's, again, Coinoscope. That is a must-have if you're going to be working with foreign silver. The next one I use in conjunction with that Coinoscope is World Coin Prices. Once I figure out what it is, I'm able to come in here, especially for foreign silver, and I can select different countries. So for instance, let's look up Saudi Arabia, because that's what that coin is. And you can choose your region, just do all regions, works for me. Denomination, this is a real. How do I know that? Just trust me in that this is 100 halals, which is their halalas, which is their cents in Saudi Arabia. And the date, if you knew that, you could put it in there. You search it. It comes back with a bunch of different resources that you can go with. And you can actually click in here and it tells you your composition. Now if this is a silver coin, you could actually figure out, it'll tell you your average silver weight, so you're able to make a more informed decision when it comes to how much you want to offer for that coin. So again, that is World Coin Pricing from NGCs, and actually that's a bookmark website versus an actual app. My next reference piece is CoinFacts. This is PCGS CoinFacts. This I would also use instead of, or maybe in lieu of, the red book, and so you can use this as a reference because you can still get different references on the coins you're looking at. So let's just quickly look at that Franklin half dollar, 1948. You can actually see all your dimensions. So 30 millimeters. So that one earlier was accurate. 12.5 grams, 90% silver. So you can get a quick judge of what the coins are in front of you to make an accurate offer. I did bookmark another site, coinapps.com, US silver coin value. So I can come in here and say they've got 40 Roosevelt dimes. Let's go 50 just for fun to make it even roll. It gives you quickly what the melt value is in today's market based off of prices. So again, just a quick reference to be able to make informed decisions and informed offers to others. And finally, the one I use to buy my gold ring, this Scrap Gold Plus. So this is telling me up at the top of the screen that right now gold is at $57.48 a gram, and that's for $9.99. But let's say we had this 14 karat ring that we're talking about. It was 5.25 grams. So it's telling me it's 3.06 grams of pure gold worth $176. So it's giving me that quick breakdown and say, all right, so it's worth this much in gold. I will offer you this much. So you're informed and they're informed. So that's what I use on my cell phone. So there you have it. That's what I carry with me every time I go to a garage sale. Helps me be informed, and if I'm informed, I can make informed offers to the sellers. You know, one big thing, when you're doing this, make sure you're making fair to both parties. I could have walked away with this gold ring in a bag of costume jewelry for like $25. But as we just saw in that app, it's worth a lot more, and that's not fair to them. You know, great. It could be fair to me, but it's not fair to them. And, you know, is my moral worth more or less than that gold? It's worth a lot more than that. So make sure you're offering that fair pricing, and make sure that you're using whatever tools you need to make sure that you are getting real items and you know without a doubt what you're buying. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time today. As the new stickers of the channel, ooh, and that looks really fun showing up in this camera there. You know, in coin ore hunting, in garage sailing, in estate sailing, as in life, you know, your patience will pay off. It's not a matter of if, but when. Be safe, be kind, and good luck out there. You never know what you're going to find lurking in a bag of costume jewelry.